Thank you for this incredible, incredible congregation. Thank you for all the multiple Unity congregations all throughout this country, this hemisphere, and the world. Thank you for the operations that make the wheels turn and keep them turning with support and all the resources that we could ever need or want. Thank you for clarity. Thank you for discernment. Thank you for gratitude. Thank you for appreciation. And so it is. Amen. All right. So we're going to go over a little bit of what happened at the convention. Isn't that pretty? That's Unity Village. It's a really beautiful YouTube video called Unity Village Then and Now. Is that what it's called, Joe? Unity Village Then and Now? I highly recommend checking it out. There's labyrinths and hiking trails and a golf course and a sculpture garden and a rose garden and a big long fountain with bridges over it. It's really quite a magical place. And then they go a little bit into the Buckminster Fuller style innovation that Charles Jr. did. But this is where ordination and graduation are. And last year the convention was there, but this year it was at a hotel. There's chapels in every building there. So if you're getting too serious, you can say, break for prayer or break for stillness. Yeah, it's really a magical place. I really highly recommend going out there, even on a pilgrimage. Maybe we'll do it next year as a group. We'll see. So I'll go a little bit over what, oh, okay. Exciting new changes. So there's movement-wide changes that are happening that I'll just kind of give a thumbnail to, and then I'm going to talk a little bit about here and new ways. We have text to give, and I'm going to go over that because it's ridiculously easy, and it will make, we got to more and more shift over to some of these platforms that are making it efficient, safe, and so that you have access to your records. Okay. And then there's a mic from here because we're going to take questions later. Okay, let's go forward. Yeah, so there's two organizations. There was a split at some point that seemed like a good idea at the time, but it is not serving. There's the Unity World Headquarters, and they oversee Silent Unity, the Daily Word, all of the publications. They take care of the space, so wedding rentals and event rentals, and they have this whole new cultural center there now. So they take care of that, and it's kind of the business of the Unity movement. And then there's Unity Worldwide Ministries, and they just have the school where people like me go to learn to be ministers or licensed Unity teachers. They also support the churches and the membership that we have with them and give other support. They give support in a lot of different ways to the churches and the members. So is that part clear so far? So these guys have been separate, and it's we have a name called Unity, and so we're going to unify these two endeavors. And for legal reasons, it's got to be an acquisition of the Worldwide Ministries by headquarters, and that has to do with contracts and legalese and a bunch of stuff that we don't need to get into. Okay, if you could advance, please. So this will be the first time in 60 years. That's a big deal. Yeah. And they're going to be they're going to do the whole thing over the arc of, it says 2026, but really there's other changes that they're going to do over the next 2 or 3 years. And some of you met my friend Roz from New Zealand. We also have another bestie from New Zealand named Rachel, who is a genius strategist. And she downloaded through her, basically, this is what's wrong with the Unity Worldwide movement right now, and this is how to make it right. And she just sent it to the CEO of World Headquarters, and with no attachment. She was like, use this, don't use it, hire a consultant if you want to make it happen, whatever, but I live in New Zealand. Turns out that was an answer to his prayer. He had been praying for the right and perfect person to help enact changes like these that he was already thinking of, but knew he couldn't do it alone. And it wasn't his wheelhouse either. Jim Blake, he's a very innovative, very conscious business mind, and he's the CEO. So Rachel has now uprooted her family, and they now live near Unity Village, and she's going to be kind of the steward of this process of not just the reunification, but Leslie, if you could advance, this new model that's really based on movements. So there are a lot of movements that are happening right now that are more bottom up rather than top down. And so they really want to move from this like, these are the bylaws and the word on high that you have to adhere to, and they want to have a much more collaborative membership model that's not even members, it's going to be field partners. So what does that mean? Well, we'll see. But for the most part, the intention is that we're going to have not just like me as a representative of this church, but you guys are all going to have more say in things if you want them. And not only that, we're going to have this whole new resource. I'll come to that in a minute. So they're going to be getting input from us on how to do things, rather than like we're asking them for things and like, okay, why is it done like this? Well, it's how it's always been done. Because there's a fair amount of that, which happens in any, family, community, corporation, organization. So there's going to be a lot of lifeblood getting breathed into it, and they're going to have a strong structure for it, so it's not like chaos or anarchy, but they're moving from a bylaws model to charter, which is really invoking personal responsibility rather than hierarchy.
And if anyone wants to know why I'm sitting here, she and I did a Vulcan mind meld about all of this. I went and researched, and I made the slides.
Yeah.
So I'm coming at it from a technical standpoint. So.
And not just that, last Fireside Chat I had Daryl up here. I just feel like it's really good to have the balance, masculine and feminine. And so thanks for having my side. I know, you do. Is there anything you want to add? There's a microphone there if you want to add to it.
No, not at this time.
Okay. I'm going to shift into this. There's so many opportunities. I got to stand because I'm so excited about this. There's so many opportunities. If you're like me and like to learn and grow and expand your mind and go deeper and do it in group or community, yes, we have amazing offerings here, but there's also amazing offerings at the national level and international level. So we've got another school called the Urban School, and that came out of, racism and a need for ministry to be specific for urban and BIPOC communities, and this was years ago. And so the way they designed it was that you took the class, but you didn't have to show up anywhere. And this was before Unity Worldwide Ministries shifted from 2 or 3 years living on campus to mostly online. So not only do they serve a greater need for people who are working full-time or, can't leave their family or that kind of thing. But they also have really great focuses like a prison ministry certificate. And I want to take a moment to share a little bit about that. I think it was 3 years ago, several of us got together and said, we're really on fire to do a prison ministry something. And we got together, several times a month at first, and then monthly, and then poof, a certificate program was born. And that's what happens. Like, it's mind, idea, action. It's like we took from substance this desire to have something to support people in prisons and to support people who want to support people in prisons and teach them. So it came from substance, and then we had limiters. This is what we want. And now, when I was there in June, I got to see the first graduates of the certificate program. How cool is that? I know. I was like, those are our babies. And that's open to lay people. Hold on just a second. So anyone who's like, you know what, I want to go and be with people in prison, they can do this. It's just a few classes. They have a certificate, and then they can take that to their local jail or prison or halfway house or whatever and say, hey, I'd like to do this, and I have this whole curriculum.
So in your lovely movement, I just wanted to acknowledge that you've got that cup of coffee or whatever.
Yep.
Anyway.
Thank you. Okay. Under the urban school, they also have a bunch of social justice classes. They have something called unitive justice, which is a unity take on restorative justice. Super cool. And then through the worldwide ministries that we were talking about before, so that's separate, but they're separate but related, and that's where I went through. They have all these other certificates for people. You can become a youth educator. So if anyone's interested in that, and we can start fundraising for that kind of thing. If you want to get trained in youth education and help our kids that are coming here more and more. There's integral ministry, which I'm not going to get into, but basically what that is like mission-focused ministry rather than minister-focused ministry, which is what we are. Thanks to Jerry, he really did a good job with like making it mission-focused rather than on the individual. And anybody going through that is going to have an amazing, deep experience because there's plenty to let go of. I've taken classes with the people who started that, and they're powerful. Spiritual direction, if you want to become a spiritual director, that's a paid thing that people do. But there's some stuff that has to happen inside before we're ready to do that. But that's another certificate that you can do. And then spirit groups or small group ministry, somebody would learn how to create these small group ministries, which I hear, the word on the street is, that's the quickest way to grow a congregation. I don't know if it's true. I've not been a part of it. But there's all kinds of spirit groups that already have curriculum that you can do these short, small groups for 6 weeks or 8 weeks and get together and have a deeper experience. So the urban school is at UWMS.org. I don't recommend going there. It's kind of a shit show, excuse me, but like it's really hard to find stuff. But if you have any questions about the urban school, come to me because I can get you in contact with the registrar or the director. And then at Unity Worldwide, which is unityuwm.org for now, that's where you can go and find tons of resources, including stuff for like, I want to expand my prosperity consciousness or any of these other things. So thanks for listening to me. I just wanted to get that out there. It's like that prayer request form. There's so many gems that are available, and I want you guys to know about them so that you can say, ooh, that sounds really cool, or maybe one day, or yeah, I want to support somebody in that. Okay, next, please. Okay, so going back to the blend, what does it mean? Okay, we're going to have much more support, resources, opportunities for growth. They're already talking about like a wiki or a database that'll have like best practices. And we can even, when we figure out, wow, we've really got this dialed in, we can contribute that there. So it's going to be like old school library, like go into the card catalog and like, ooh, that looks cool, I want to do that. Or I'm going to insert our good stuff in there. Inclusivity, every voice matters. And community focus, it's based in unity through and through. And, you know, recently there was some divisiveness about who are we and what are we doing, and it was like a lot of nah. And so this is like, let's just move beyond that and let's go to the field, beyond ideas of right doing and wrong doing. Okay, next slide, please. So I'll let you know, as I know, there's also some town halls and fireside chats that they're doing on Zoom, and we'll put the information in our newsletter so that you can sign up for them. I think one of each happens every month. One is with the board of Unity World Headquarters, and the other one is with like staff. So, and then we're going to maintain our unique spirit and traditions. There's no downside for us. There's zero downside. There's only upside here. And then we're going to be working in partnership rather than in a silo. Sound good? Okay, next slide, please. All right, so any questions about that before I move on? I wanted to get it like, I know it's kind of a quick and dirty, and truth be told, I had to be told a few times before I started to get it, and I still am not super clear, but I'm clear enough and know and trust and have faith that this is just going to bring us out from being the best kept secret. How many people do you know that don't know about us, right? So this is going to be another step, not just in the practical and the tools that we're going to have, which are great, but energetically. We're expanding our consciousness. So it's not just me and mine and my, you know, I'm doing my contribution here, I'm doing my study group here, I'm, you know, going to my church here, but it's going to expand our consciousness so that we become unified. Yeah, Teresa, will you come to the mic? And if anybody else has a question, come to the mic. Are we live streaming this? Yes. I thought so. Yeah, it's working so that we can include inclusivity. Hello? Mm-hmm. Live
Hello,
stream,
hello.
hi. Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, it's not actually a question. It's a point that was brought up to me recently that once it was brought up, now I'm seeing it everywhere. This woman is, her mom was murdered when she was a little girl, and she's contacting universities and organizations who have prison programs, saying, where are the victim programs? So the request is to have support for the victims in the equal, at least in the equal amount as there is support for the prisoners. Supporting the both sides.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, the way the
So-
system is set up is everybody loses in the system right now.
Yeah.
The victims don't get healing or completion, even if the harmer goes to death row. They don't know, unless they're in a restorative justice process with the person, they never know, like, what drove them to do this? Why? They need to hear me. In addition to, like, I need to heal, but I also need that person to know what impact they had on me. So unless both parties are in a restorative justice process, which are few and far between, but gaining, there's none of that in the system. And, you know, it's put on the, you know, that burden, it's not a burden, but that burden is put on the communities, and the communities like us, you know, we can create something like that.
So, yes, that would be wonderful.
Is that something that you would be interested in? What would you need to make that happen, Teresia?
I don't know. I wanted to bring it to light. So
Nice.
if anyone is willing to step forward, and I can
Yeah.
collaborate with people.
Yay. So yeah, if something like that
Yeah.
is like, ooh, that lit a fire in me,
Mhm.
please see Teresia.
Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Go ahead.
I was watching a program.
Eat the mic, honey. Eat the mic.
Eat
Like,
it.
bring it really close, yeah.
I was watching a program yesterday, and there's an actor named Nick Offerman. And he is in a movie. He's a comedian primarily. He is in a movie where he's angry, horrid, and raising a child could be the same way that this dad is. And for Nick Offerman, he says this film could be very healing to see, put ourselves in the shoes of the ones who committed the crime.
Mhm.
When did they lose their home? When was their mother murdered? And the results of that. And it sounds like an incredible film.
Mm.
I don't know the name of it, but Nick Offerman film.
Great, thank you. Yeah, that's something that's really missing. And somebody that I'm very close to, we were looking like, how do we find out, like, where are the books, not about the victim, but from the harmer, the person who harmed, and what was going through what was going on with them. So I appreciate you saying that, because that's definitely been alive for several of us. Like, I want to understand. Do you have something that you were going to?
Oh, I have a lot to say. about
I'm sure. Do you want to?
this.
I do too.
Can I just say loud, or do I have to use?
Yeah, go ahead.
Our-
Well, actually, there's people on live stream, so if you wouldn't mind going to we want to be inclusive.
So just two things real quick. Unity is an amazing organization. And Anand and I were talking about the transition and changes that need to take place. Religions and spiritual communities all over the world are shrinking. And they're shrinking because times have changed and we haven't adapted to them. The one thing about Unity, though, it is I'll use it for my vernacular, it's a marketing problem. In terms of its structure, what it believes, what it has to offer, everything's there. Everything's there. You know, and not to bang on any other organization, but some of them have to completely restructure their messaging, what they are, their whole articles of faith, to be able to fit a modern society. Unity already has it in place.
Mm-hmm.
Already there. The shift in the organization is not just to benefit the people in this room, is to expand the message and to get it to young people so that the message of Unity, all the beautiful things of it, will continue to grow and beyond that. Then the second piece I wanted to add in terms of our system of justice, as we call it, it focuses on the sense that if I punish this individual, everything's going to be right. The individual is going to be punished and everything's going to be restored. But as Anand had mentioned, the aspect of restoration is not a part of it at all. It's not even a consideration. Not for the victim, not for the victimizer. It's that if I punish this individual, it's going to make everything right. And I think that what we can do in our communities is to help establish systems that can restore, both on the sides of those who have been victimized and for the victimizer. Because ultimately, I have a core belief that we are all spiritual beings, children of God, and whether you're a victim or a victimizer, there is an opportunity for love and restoration for you. And I think that's a central message to Unity.
Amen. Thank you. Yeah. Thanks, Hannah. All right, any other questions or comments about that part? No, okay. So last year, in the back end, a new program called Church Teams was brought over. And so everybody's contact information and who comes here is in there, and donations are tracked there. And we can, when we figure out the functionality, we can print out a directory and you can be included in that if you want to be. It also has a lot of functionality, and we're learning bit by bit what it is. And one of the things that is so easy, ridiculously easy, is text to give. And pretty much everybody has the capacity to text now. Go ahead to the next slide, please. This is secure, it's fast, it tracks your giving so that you can check on it, you can change it at any time, you can do recurring, you can do one-time donation. So yeah, it's church management software, and it's so easy. Go ahead to the next slide. So if you don't already, I recommend having our phone number as a contact in your phone, Unity in the Gold Country. And the number is there, 530-274-2463. It's really good because if something happens in your life where you're like, I need a lifeline, you can call us. And if we're here, we're going to listen and pray with you. So that's one. The second part is we now have the capacity to receive text donations. Eventually, we'll expand our receptivity of text. We don't have that in place yet. But when you text, and anybody, yep, I see people already have their phones out. So when you text this number, the word give, G-I-V-E, it will send you a secure link. And if, let's go to the next slide.
And I have all the slides set up for the whole process.
Yeah,
I'll
so
walk you guys through it when we get to that point.
Let's do that. One more. Okay, so I don't know how much you can.
I'll be loud and explain.
Okay.
When you just pick up your phone and microphone. Sorry.
That one's not on. Thanks, Ed.
All right, thanks. When you pick up your phone, and if you take in your any text messaging app, and you just put in our phone number and type the word give. As soon as you do that, you'll get hit back with a message saying set up text to giving on your first time. You'd click on that link. Next slide, please. And then we'll take you, open up a browser, and it'll take you here. Unity in the Gold Country Spiritual Center, you put in your donation amount. There's a drop down where you can determine which category you want that donation to go under.
For right now, I'm going to interject all over the show.
Please.
For now, we're pretty much just set up for general fund. But, as people start to get interested in doing, maybe ministry school, or we also have some big projects that we want to have a capital campaign with, those will be in there too. So you'll be able to say, oh, I want to help get the new parking lot, or I want to help with the accessibility doors. Okay,
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Then you'd put in your first name, last name, your email address, and there's a checkbox. Do you want a one-time or reoccurring? If you were to check one time, it's going to say on what date did you want the donation to go, and any particular notes, those notes are for your benefit. And then go on to the next one, you click continue. Then it would pop up, do you want to pay with your bank account or your credit card information? You'd put in your, in this case, credit card information. And then there's a little checkbox that says, do you want to save this account? If you don't check that, then every time you'd give, you'd go through this process. If you check it, it will remember this information. There's also a fee for $2.45 for the transaction. You can check to cover the fee, and that will be part of your payment. And then, in this case, give $102.45.
I'm going to interject again.
Please.
So up at the top, you see there's the opportunity to put your bank account, and that's the automatic transfer from your bank account, and you would need your bank account number and your routing number. And, that's at the bottom of check, or it's on your online. It's all over the place, not securely. It's easy enough to find, and if that's something that you want to do, we can help you if you need help with that. Also, it's super secure, and we don't get charged for that. We don't get any fees for that. And I understand that some people are like, I don't want my bank account information in there. I just want to do it on my credit card, and then I'll pay it right off. Covering the fee is super helpful for us, and it's helpful for you because then you know that every cent that you're donating is going to what you're planning on it going to, which is us. Otherwise, a portion, most of the portion is going to us, and then the fee is going to them. Is that clear? Okay, great.
So once you hit give the amount, then you get a pop-up that says, congratulations, you've set up text to give on your phone, but please check your email verification link on your phone to the account that gave you full access via texting. And so anyway, long story short, next slide, don't want to go too deep in it. You would then get a message here, thank you for the giving, reminding you to go to your email to verify the link. Clicking on verify the link, next slide, it would then tell you that you're all set up. And from that point on, all you need to do is just go to that, text that information, and it'll automatically go through and debit your account for the amount you want to give.
So if you're already in the database, it's a little simpler than that.
That's setting up the account.
Yeah. So if you're already in the database, but your card information isn't in there, that after you put in that first window when you put in your name and the donation amount and all of that, it will come back, is this you? Because it's got your email address, and then you confirm yes or no. And it's a little bit smoother, so it's a little bit less clunky. But I want to underscore what he just said because it was kind of fast. And no worries. So you see the history, he's all set on this. And then all he did, after he was all set and he did his setup and he'd already made his first contribution, all he did was push 40 send. Boom, instant. That's it. So like I got unexpected income yesterday. What did I do? I tithed on it right away, and I texted to our church the amount that I wanted, the number, and I hit send, and it said, here's your receipt. How easy is that? It's so easy. And then, as stuff comes in, I can go out. I don't have to remember to open PayPal or open this or that. But other than that, it's going to make Leslie's life and Patricia's life so much easier because it's all going to be in one place, and they don't have to transcribe these numbers to this, these numbers to this, where, inaccuracies can happen, things can get overlooked. I mean, they're amazing and they're perfect and they would never do that, but, it's going to free up their time to do more serving the ministry, because a lot of the things that they inherited in what they're doing are really inefficient. They can be inaccurate, and they're not secure. So we're shifting from this, that's the way it's always been done, to a new way of being. So questions, come on up, Richard.
Hopefully this will serve all the other Luddites in the room that can't figure out what they just said to do. Can you describe the first step?
Yep.
Because I started with a text message to Unity and
Let's see.
texted give and nothing happened.
Okay.
So is that what I was supposed to do, or I was
I think
supposed to
what
do
you
something
did
else?
was you might have texted, did you text the number in there?
What number?
The phone number, let's see, I'm not seeing.
So my question is, go back and very slowly say what step 1 and 2 are.
Hold on a
Because I
second.
think you started with step 3.
Step 1 is open your messaging app, your text app,
Okay.
okay? And then if you have Unity as a contact, you're gonna text Unity. If you don't, then you punch in the top where the to form is, can you go back? It's 530-274-2463. Thank you. Okay. And then you hit give. And, oh, yeah. Okay.
I think are you texting the phone number, or are you going to?
Oh, it's going to I don't know, that must be Leslie's number or something. I think you're texting the wrong number. Yes. And,
On my phone, I have to have the contact for Unity in the Gold Country with our telephone number
Yep.
in order to text.
Set up text to give.
I already have that.
okay, what, you have two phone numbers there, though? One is probably, hold on a second. Let me explain to him what happened. You have two phone numbers under the Unity contact. You texted Leslie, I think. Leslie, is your area code 916? Yes. Okay, so you texted Leslie Give, because they're both under there. So you texted there.
That one?
Yeah, so what we're going to do is go back here, because we cleaned it up, and we hit Give to the right number. And now, so what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to take Leslie off that contact, and we're going to make a separate contact for Leslie's cell phone. Does that sound good? In a minute.
But you have to, so when I went to, let's go back to Unity.
See, no, see, hold on. What happened was you clicked on that, that's an email,
Okay.
see? And, yeah, so what you're going to want to do is,
I'm not sure how to do that.
it's okay, we'll figure it out together. So here, I hit Give, it's the right number, and then it says Set Up Text Giving, and then we just click on that, and poof. We're going to take Leslie's number out of the contacts so that it doesn't happen like that again. Because you are also texting our landline here, thinking you were texting Leslie, so there's some confusion.
Okay, I'll check with you later, because it's getting too complicated. I'm not
Okay.
following.
Okay, here, let me do some, here, can you,
I'm not a techie and I'm getting in.
you're getting in! Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to change the contact. We're going to take this
So
out.
it seems like there ought to be a choice of choosing the correct number, and I don't know how to do that.
I don't know. We're going to get rid of this so that it's just that number, Unity in the Gold Country. And then what we'll do is we'll,
And that Unity number is a texting, is a smart number, not the landline?
it's both.
While they're doing their thing, is this the same link?
Okay, so now if you want to text Leslie, you'll text her here.
Okay.
And now if you want to text Unity, you'll text here.
Okay.
Okay? This also came up, so I'm going to take this away too. Cut. Done. And then we'll do. Oh, she's already in here.
Well, that includes her home number, I think.
Okay. All right, so edit. And we're going to put her email here so that it doesn't text to the email either. Okay, so now when you want to talk to Leslie, you've got her work number, her mobile, and her home, and her
the
email.
office.
Mm-hmm.
So the office email is not in the Unity record anymore? It's just the
It's-
phone number?
I'm not sure I understand. What was your question?
Well, because I send her emails all the time on, landscaping reports and stuff.
Yes, so just do it through Leslie instead. Well,
So we need to tell people that they have to create a contact that has only the cell phone number in it.
that's a
for
great
this to
catch.
work, Right?
I can help them out so you can focus on the audience.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we need to tell people they have to create a new contact that only has the cell phone number in it and nothing else.
Okay. Who has questions?
We figured out what
Yes.
the problem was.
Hi,
Hi.
what do you got?
I'm already set up.
Okay, do you want to get on the mic? Because you've got something. I just wanted to move around there a little bit. Okay.
I'm set up now to get my payment deducted from my account.
Deduct from the
Into my-
account? Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Do I need to stop that and set this up?
Leslie, that's a question for you. Oh, Patricia, come on up, Patricia. Come to the mic, please. So the question is, it's already set up for ACH right now.
Okay, so everybody that has a credit card coming through, which comes through PayPal, I would appreciate you doing this, because what happens is we have to print off a statement from PayPal that says Mark Wondrow is giving $40. I have to then hand place that right into church teams. So I have to bring up your account, I have to do this and that and the other thing. Doing it this way, that amount automatically goes into our church team's database. And it goes right into your account if there's any changes or anything, or if you don't, if you're not in the database for some reason, it automatically puts you into the database. And it's great. And the fee for that is actually less than PayPal. So if you do a credit card, that's fine. The credit card fee is still less than PayPal's fee. And then if you do it straight from your bank, like Anand was saying, there's no charge for that. So changing over from the PayPal to this, so much better for us, so much easier.
Do you know if yours is through PayPal? Do you get notifications that it's through PayPal? Okay, well,
Well, it comes
so-
through PayPal because I know because I put you in. Yes.
and we
please.
can, so PayPal integration, or shifting over from PayPal was going to be our next phase. This is for people who, they just gave their credit card information and we key it in, or people who aren't already set up. People who are set up on PayPal will talk to you directly and will help you to cancel that if you don't already know how to do that, and then get input this way. So we're doing it in phases. Is that clear? Clear? How easy? Some people did it, right? While we were sitting here? How easy was it? Extremely, yeah. Yeah. All right. Did you overcome the problem? Did Linda save the day? Nice. Nice, Pam. Okay, I think you really did it, Robbie. Yay. Okay. Any other slides there? Are we done with slides? Where's slides? Okay. So, you have a question? You're saying goodbye. All right, let's just drop into the silence for a minute and say goodbye. We're grateful for open minds and open hearts and new learnings and new beginnings and transformation, and most of all, the heart of this beautiful congregation. Thank you, God. Thank you, everyone. So it is. Peace and love. Thanks, everybody. We're done. And break.